10th. He is a NDA candidate, preparing for NDA 146. The presentation topic is child labor in India. Here he goes. You can start.
So friends, today I will present you with child labor in India.
Be slow but loud.
So what is child labor? Child labor is that work which deprives the children of their potential and their opportunity to achieve something in life and harms their physical and mental strength. So the child labor have very severe effects on children. Some of them are education. Child labor does not let children to get the opportunity to study and develop in their life. As we all know that education is very important in further development of life, and without education we cannot get a better job in any sector. So this is the one of the factor. The other factor is stress. Children are burdened with heavy work in many industries. There are many hazardous industries like the explosive industry, mining industry, and some agriculture industry also. So there they deal with chemicals which are very harmful to them. So they also affect their health. The next effect is psychological effects. When they are working in such environment, they get very much lack of confidence in them. They think that they are not capable of anything in life. There are also many psychological effects on them. Now coming to the condition in India, mainly these states the cases of child labor: Bihar, UP, Rajasthan, MP, and Maharashtra. UP accounts 20% of the cases only of the whole country. These all states accounts for half of these child labor cases all over the India. In India, there are 10.1 million cases out of 259 millions children in the age group of 5 to 14 years of age. Now, let me come to the reason of child labor. The major reason of the child labor is unemployment. In most of the cases, the parents of these childs do not get source of employment. They send their for working because they don't have food to eat, and it's very hard for them to sustain in their life. The next is informal sector. The informal sector is very organized, and the government can't look at the proceedings of the informal sector. So it becomes very hard for the government to regulate and stop the child labor. So they work in that sector also. Then the next thing is awareness. Many children don't have awareness because they are small and they don't have that much maturity, so that they think that child labor is bad for them and they should not do it. They only think of the money they are getting from it. And the next is lack of education. Children don't have educations, that's why they are doing it. And the next is lack of education. Children don't have educations, that's why they are doing it. Children, that is the reason they are forced to work in the factories and other sectors. The next is financial burden, that is the poorness of their parents that I have discussed earlier. Now coming to the government's role in stopping the child labor. The government has passed the CLPR Act. Its full form is Child Labor Protection Act. It was amended in 2016. This act clarified and specified the term child. The child, any person who will be called child if he falls under the age group of 5 to 14 years. The working of any kind of working like domestic and in factories is banned in such act. This act also specified adolescent. Adolescent is a person who falls under the age group of 14 to 18 years of age. These are permitted to work, but in certain sector which are hazardous to their health, so they are not permitted to work on that sector. Example are mining industry and explosive industry, and in agriculture industries also, where they deals with chemicals. Now, the Bonded Labor Abolishment Act. This was a very good act. It was passed in 1976. At that time, it was a strict need of the society, because there was a practice of bonded labor. Now, what is bonded labor? Bonded labor is a practice in which, suppose if a person is there and he is unable to fulfill the loan, so the next generation of his, like I gave you a loan and you are not able to fulfill it, so your son will work in my home as a repay. So in according to this system, no person will be able to employ anybody's sons or daughter in their home for working. So this act abolished this system. And there are also some NGOs in India which are working very well, like Hand in Hand, CRY, and ISA Foundation. The CRY has achieved very much achievements in stopping the child labors. It has around 3 million. It had spread awareness in 3 million of children, stopped them from working. And the present and according to census, 10.1 million children are working. So it is a huge amount if we see an NGO. An NGO is working like a government role. So that's all. Any doubts?
Anyone?
Out of
259 millions.
259 million.
How many?
259 millions are fall under the age group of 5 to 14 years, and 10.1 millions are child laborers.
How many child laborers are currently in India?
10.1 million.
And in which industry are they mostly employed?
They are mostly employed in the agriculture industry, and actually they are not employed in industries, they are in informal sectors. You know better than me on this.
Which state have maximum number of child laborers?
UP.
UP. And
Because it is an obvious reason, because it has a very large population.
okay.
Fine. Any question? Okay, bye, Manish. It was a good show. Keep it up.
Thank you.